Welcome back. In this video, I've actually created a wall, if you can just see it around here, going around the terrain. It's a barrier, like a no-fly zone kind of a barrier, but you can just see the material within that. And I did this with an old version, and then I updated it, because there was something like the features to add this texture weren't included. The barrier so I reinstalled it and then created this small wall to test. And when the flyer, dragon, or the person moves close, it opens the texture. It shows the texture. Obviously, it's just the default texture. So that's open to change. So when I moved closer to it, it says, and then in game you can't go beyond that point. So I can. This is the new one, the small one, and then the large one goes right round. But like I say, this one doesn't work. There's probably something I could do to make it work, but I'm not going to do that, because now in the map, in the game, in the play mode, in the bottom right hand corner, there's a map. Now when I'm flying around the terrain, obviously the position in the map moves, but when I get so far, and I think it's about this area here, which is really it cuts quite a bit off. But anyway, I'm going to have to do this anyway. So when I get to a certain point, the map in the bottom starts showing just black, because it goes beyond the image of the map. I mean, I do have to recreate the image of the map, but for now I'm going to work on this. I'm going to create the map the same way, using the same method, so it would probably be the same size. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fly into the game. I'm going to put a marker where the black starts to show, and then I'm going to build this wall, the new wall, to those markers. It could be a bit odd, a bit dodgy, because if I create the object while it's in game, it probably won't show after I've stopped the game. So I'm gonna create those objects now, just as an example, as a position, without collider, so that I can walk through them if I need to. And then I'm going to reposition, and then I'm going to make notes of the transform numbers, what position they're in. I think for this side it's actually the Z, where it might be. I mean, this might be the Y and the other might be the Y, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm going to pause this. I'm going to delete this game first, this wall. Actually no, before I do that, I'm going to create an object. I'll make it cubes. I'll make them, for now I'll do 55i, 1000, which way is that? That'll do. Where's my character? My character's there. Should do one at a time. Here's a cube. Duplicate that. Come on, faster. Fucking thing. Now, obviously, I haven't been on this side, so I don't know where it's going to be on that side. I'm going to duplicate that again. I could just make note of the numbers, but I do want to have a physical idea if possible. So that's 1,000. Duplicate that. Put that over there. Right, I'm just going to save this for a second. Right, the thing is here somewhere, the barrier. I don't know which direction it's at. Yeah, there's the barrier, so that works. The large one is over there. Now you can see in the bottom right hand corner of the black here. So I think we have to be moving towards. Forgot that was there. Let me pause this a second. Right, so I've got the position of this one, that's the Z position. So let me just copy that position, go into the scene. There's the cube, it's the first cube. Should be there, yeah, that's the wall, so the wall's in the right position there. I'm going to pause this now, I'm going to fly around to the other side and well, actually I can just position myself to the other side. Where am I? There. For some reason, sometimes this moves and it just stops moving sometimes. I'll pause it and fly over. It was because I was in play mode. So, the next one. What's over here? Right, I'm going in the right direction. Just basically going to be a square barrier, so doesn't really need to be any fancy curving or anything. Right, there we go, there's the black line. Right, other two handles. I'll pause it again and move the dragon. Right, move the dragon to the other. Where's on the map's it gonna come? The map's showing an island there. That's because I changed this. This was the part where there was an hole in the terrain. Which is why I'm flying over an island now that doesn't exist. So there's the black line. Right. Which one is that? Is that busy? X one, let me just pause that one. Right, so work that one out. So it says X position for these other sides. So I'll pause this again. Go to the dragon. Zoom out again. Go to the other side. Let's turn that. Let's go to the other side and pause the game. There we are. So the black should appear on the left hand side this time. Probably got a collider on. Yeah, there's actually it's about right. I put it in probably the right position. Marvellous what you can do when you're not thinking about it. So that's -92. Pause that again. Go to the cube. That should be bang on. Yep, that's about bang on. So right, I've got them 4 positions. Just pause there. So that's quite a lot of wasted terrain, to be honest. I didn't want to leave it as that much. I mean, but this is so massive that I don't suppose it really matters. But I'll do it and see what. I'll make a judgment call. I might add some blank terrain or something like that. I don't know. There'll be a way around it. So we'll go to the first cube. That should be there. 5,108. The other one, opposite one, number 2, is 5,062. Number 3 There's that one. And number 4. Come on, stop doing what you're doing. Number 4 is that one. Right, so now I'm going to zoom right out. I know where the other one is. The other one's out here. So I'm going to make that 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 and 1 1 1 high. Make them, what do they need to be, about 5,000 6,000 or something. There's 1 2 3 so make it 6. What? Make it 12. Yeah, 12,000 each. Can't see that one. Alright. There it is. Let me pause this a second and do a bit of thinking. Right, so I've put a red material on so that I can see the outline from above. And now, if I can find it, create invisible wall. Now, this is a spline, so it's going to be getting as far as I can, so I can see at least something. So I'll start it there. 2 3 4. Alright, it curves. Well, I'll leave it. I'll just do it. I know it's in there. I mean, you can move the position markers. So let the wall height 1000. We'll let lid width 11 just so it's a bit more visible. Laser splines, yeah, those are the points. Invisible wall proximity effect, I think it's that one that goes on there. So where's my character? I can turn the walls off now. Invisible wall 2, that's that one, yeah. Character. So around about this square here I can just see it. Yeah, that should be inside. And I'll go down to the I should probably be better putting the wall on so I've got a physical, I mean those cubes on. Right, where's the character? Where's the character gone? Alright, miles away. So now, turn the cube off, we should have the effect. Let me just pause this. Aye, right, I'm back. I had to pause that, and I was doing a lot of messing about, and to record it, it would have just been, well, a couple of hours of nonsense. So basically, I've got it created. The problem with it before was the ray tracing, which activates the image that shows up, was quite a distance from the wall. That's because I had like long points in the spline, so I've created this spline with more points along the edges so that the ray tracing sticks closer to it. Then I created a plane to get the height level, and I've set the height to 1200 now, so I can remove that. And if I go back onto the wall, I've got the height's approximately right. Obviously you can fly over it, but most people won't go that high. It's kind of a bit ridiculous. Well, you never know, like some people though. See how these lines tend to stick away from the wall? I mean, this one's not. This is above it like that, curving up like that because of the terrain. But this blue one is a distance away from the wall. Now, if I'm flying in the dragon, it's the image tells me I'm going out of world, and then it more or less hits the wall straight away. Whereas before, the blue line was here, so we were tracing it here, and I could fly over here, and eventually I'd stop. But I didn't realise that the image was showing up back here because I was started off from in here and there were no image showing. When I went out, the image showed up, which has obviously made me discover the distance issue. So I can remove all these other things. I can remove all the invisible walls that didn't work, or that, and I can wait a minute, let me just check what's happening here. Yeah, it's this 3 one. Is it 3? I don't want to delete the wrong one here. I'm going to pause a second here. Yeah, so I've deleted those. This was the right one. I think we can start switching things that I turned off back on. And I'll just give you a quick menu activator range, leave that on. Water. Yeah, right, so that's all working. Right, I can show you what I've prepared here. For the next video, it will be my AI animals. All the animals in the that show up that are pink, it's because they use a legacy, and I need to change them all to PBR, so I need to set all these animals up that do display correctly. Yeah, so all these I think they're all pretty decent models anyway. I picked the others because they seem to be better, but I don't know whether that was right. I think it's because, see, these aren't really airs. The other, I think the legacy ones were more airs on rather than. Well, it looks okay from a distance. It's obviously not going to be perfect, but they do look okay unless you get right in and up close, and then you see that they're not. But I don't know, they don't look bad. Right, so yeah, I mean, I have got a lion and 2 lions here, but I don't know whether I'll be actually using them. The bear, they need setting up these anyway with, it don't look bad from from that distance. Right, so that's what I'll be doing next time round. Until then, I'll catch you later.